Hey, welcome to Tales from the Dark Side. Hey, a lot of stuff today. We had Pulse Con, so we're going to talk about the Pulse Con stuff. We also are going to review a little bit of the High Republic stuff, a couple of key points that went on there. Also, Marvel revealed a bunch of covers, right? So we're going to go over some of the covers for some of the war stuff. We got some of those right, by the way, so we're going to pat ourselves on the back because we love to do that. and then we will review, or at least some of us will be reviewing, the 2003 Clone Wars. The first 30 minutes, we couldn't fit it all in today. Oh, look, he's really happy, guys. Okay, so I didn't hook anything up today, but we got some special guests. JJ, as usual, from March Madness is here. JJ, say hi.
Hello.
Jen from Comic Book Women. Jen. I didn't hook anything up today, but we got some special. There we go. I'm gonna hook all my stuff up. Solo, why don't you take this over and introduce Gonzo for me while I'm doing that?
Hey Gonzo, it's good to have you here. This is your first appearance, if I am not mistaken, and I don't believe I am. Please introduce yourself.
So I'm Joe, Gonzo, whatever you want to call me. I'm from New Jersey. Been watching you guys for, I don't know, a long time now. The shows from Tales from the Flip Side, and great to be here.
I'm glad
glutton for punishment if he's watching us every week.
No. That's not how you give this guy an intro. Listen, Gonzo's been great. He's been in chat. He's one of the best. He's part of the clique. He does a lot of good stuff for us. He also is he's an introducer to mediary for the Black Series. He's really getting into that type of line and the Star Wars figures. We've had some good conversations on what goes on in that series. And with Pulse, he watched the whole Pulse thing back and forth. He's also doing some real cool. You mind if I talk about what you're doing too with your Black Series stuff?
Oh, you're talking about the photos?
Yeah, he's also starting to do the photo stuff and stuff like that with Black Series. He's having a really good time of it. It's really cool to have fans of the products that we talk about, just like we all are. We're big fans of what we talk about. So it's good to have somebody like that on there. So thanks a lot for coming by today, Gonzo. And then, hey, Mike. We got Mike back. He's been gone for a couple weeks. Easter was rough on him. He had like the whole 60-piece family over there, so he had to take a couple weeks off.
San Gennaro Festival. I'm Italian. Everyone wants to come to the same place.
We've been lucky the last couple of years. We used lots of excuses of, well, you know what we use. All right, so yeah. So what do we vote on? Oh, Pulse. We're going to do Pulse first, so let's do Pulse. Let's go through some of the stuff they got here. Looking good. Actually, a good line. So they mentioned this. We mentioned this in one of our last shows, and they kind of told us what they were going to give it, but they did like, when they do mock-ups or whatever, they wouldn't tell us what they actually, we don't have the actual thing yet. 2 weeks later, they have them completely there. So they revealed the next wave that they're going to put out here, all 5 of them. I got to say, I'm not that, no, we'll say we're a little disappointed in some, but not really completely disappointed. So first one we got out there, they're finally going to finish off the rest of the Bad Batch before the show goes off, excluding Echo, right? We're not going to get him. Right. Well, at least this version of them. So we're going to get Tech. What's the opinions on Tech here, guys? Do we like it? Do we not like it? It comes with some tools, and they're not going to charge extra for it. It's going to be $19.99 from what I hear, so that's kind of nice. Yeah, it's cool. Give them a wrench, I guess.
Good detail. I like the detail. They kind of went above and beyond on this one with detail and pouches and pockets, and I think they did a good sculpt on this.
I like how this one, all the tools, he actually has pouches, and you can actually put them in. Yep. Because that's one thing I didn't like about Hunter. He has a gun, but no holster.
Right.
Like what?
Good point.
I dig that they're getting all the characters out before the show starts, unlike The Mandalorian, where we had to wait 3/4 of a year for a freaking Grogu. Now we actually can get all of them before the show starts. So if you're excited and you're a toy person, then it's kind of nice.
Well, maybe they're learning.
Guys, did you pick up both Hunter and Crosshair?
Yeah.
And did you get them at Target or did you pre-order?
No, actually, I got lucky with Crosshair. I think whoever attacked that target first didn't realize he's a short order, so he was there, and I grabbed him.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Congratulations. Yeah. That's really cool. So, yeah, guys, they're putting them out a little bit earlier. They're going out before the street date on some of those, so make sure that you're checking regularly. Don't check the app. I mean, you can, but if the app says there's like 8, if the app says 1 on Target, just remember, if the app says 1, it's probably not there. Probably somebody pulled some tomfoolery. But if it says like there's 8, then just please be generous and nice and ask the person, the closest one to the toy section. They'll go back and they'll pull you one 9 times out of 10. So they won't.
Yeah, they will. It's their policy. They have to. If you ask them and you have a DPCI, they have to get it.
Are you sure? Because I'm telling you, out here, well, I don't know. I don't know what it's like for you guys, but like out here, I'm in like central Jersey Shore area for New Jersey, and it's ruthless. Like they don't. There's some stores they won't even stock until they know the collectors that they think are collectors or whatever, or scalpers. They'll wait until they're all out of the store, and then they'll stock.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's in my area. It's been getting better. They actually have like, I wouldn't say security guards, but they're starting to do that and limit people for what they can take out. And that's unfortunate that they had to do it. But we had warned people for a long time to stop trying to raid these places, and they didn't. But yeah, I mean, if they're not going into the back to get you at least one, if not two, then that kind of stinks too. You got to find a different target that will be acceptable, or just like walk around. If you can be friends with them sometimes. I know it's hard.
I just chit chat with all of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't wear a Star Wars shirt, and don't ask the girl that looks like Snooki, and you might get a little.
You know what you should do? Quick tip: don't wear sweatpants. Just
don't wear sweatpants.
Look like you showered. Yeah.
Yeah, look like you showered every once in a while. All right, on to that. So yeah, I thought this is pretty good. Hopefully they get. I don't think they're gonna get Echo out in time, or at least a version of it. But that's cool. This one still throws me for a loop. I'm not saying it's a bad kit. It's a bad product. I'm just saying why. Like, why?
Why now?
Yeah, and why not make it a detachable head? You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna do it, you know. But really, like if you're gonna do it, make it like a detachable head with some wires on it or something to that effect. Something so that you can, I don't know, pose it out better. I guess like. I don't know. Anybody in on this one? This is Zero, by the way. He's from Mandalorian. It's Q90.
Didn't he only have like 5 minutes in the show?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had one. Yeah, and then they took him apart. They used him twice. So they had him in one episode in the first season when it was with Bill Burr and that whole group. And then they had him in the second season again. He was with the... Huh? Yeah, pretty much just the head.
Just his head, yeah.
Is the way that the lady whose eggs were being eaten could talk. So...
Again, they're stepping it up, though. I mean, here's a full. It looks like that full, bandolier vest, whatever, comes all the way off, and it has the pockets that attach on it. I mean, it looks like it's an actual separate sculpt on it versus the sculpting pouches and stuff into it that aren't real.
And it does look like he's got butterfly hinges, and it looks like his head's full rotation. It looks like his hips can swivel. So, like, at least they're putting some time into it. But it's a new. This is a new mold too, right? I mean,
absolutely.
So, I mean, you got to, if you're going to do a new mold, you might as well do it right. Then this is cool. This is probably one of my two. Well, no, this is my favorite, and I'll explain why the other one isn't my favorite anymore. This is probably a favorite. I thought they did a great job. The photo reel, this vision we're showing right here does not do it justice. They did a really good job with this character. And then that gives us two, right? Because they already have Bo coming out. Mm-hmm. So it gives us her and Bo, and then like, who cares, right? Does anybody care about the guy?
You don't even see him in the second scene that they're in. He's like missing. So who cares?
Once again, this is actually a premium figure, though, I think. I don't know why. Because of the jetpack?
Are you sure? I don't think she is.
You don't think she is?
The heavy?
No, it's still $19.99, so that's
is
just
it?
a regular series.
Oh, nice. Cool. I thought it was 20 something.
Well,
it's regular.
So this is weird. So after the Fan Fest was over with, obviously Hasbro opens up their whatever.
Yeah, the Pal store.
So all those Black Series that you just went over were listed for $22.99. And me, I wasn't really paying attention to them. I'm like, all right, whatever, pre-order. And then I looked back at my receipt and I was like, wait, did I just spend $22 on a regular Black Series? So then, just for shits and giggles, like I went onto my Target app just to see if they happen to have it there. $19.99, all of them. So
thanks a lot, Pulse. That sucks.
I'm assuming a lot of these parts are shared with the bow. Here's the bow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of them are just repainted parts. So this was probably part of the way that they got the line cheaper in order to do, in order for them to be able to produce new figures. Because this looks like.
She's got a blaster on the right. It's the exact same thing. Same body.
Yeah, and the holster's the same by the look of it. Belt, everything looks like the same, just a new head and new paint job.
That's cool because the head's what's the difference, Baker, right? Like She looks really good. I mean, they did a great job on this. I mean, like photorealism, you can say what you want. I've seen some photorealism stuff that is just not good. I don't care what they say. But this stuff has been really good. So she's a great one. That's a winner. Okay, this is good to divide people. This is good to divide people. We got the General Lando with real cloth cape, and it's like twice the size of a normal cape.
Huge.
We don't know that this isn't a mock. That might change when we see the.
That's not going to change. From what she said, it is. So they had Bartle and James on there, and then they had like 2 actual people who do work. I didn't pull all 4 of them because I know if for those people that don't know Bartles and James, here they are, Bartles and James. And Bartle on the left there, Patrick decided he was going to try to grow facial hair. Yeah, I mean, like, look, if you look like Sheldon, you probably shouldn't try to grow facial hair because it doesn't make you look any better. They also sounded terrible, but they actually brought together an account manager, and she promoted this, and she had it in hand, and that cape is huge. Right, Gonzo? It's huge. It's huge.
I like that. It's cloth.
Yeah, I do too.
Awesome.
I actually am like, I saw it, and I was like, oh, man, it sucks because I was on the fence of buying another Lando, but I love Lando, and then I was like, the cape is just him though, right? Like it's him. If Colt 45 was making a Lando that would go with a bottle of Colt 45, this would be the cape that they would put. Yeah, it's the cape they put on it, man. I mean, it would be a cloth cape that's like as big as a pillowcase. So I know Gonzo's out on this one. Yeah, I'm probably all in on it.
I am all in on this.
Do you think they made it so big because it's supposed to go like all the way around the front of them?
No, I think they made it really big because it's a joke, and it's the cape thing's a joke. So, like, I think that's why they did it all the way around.
Is it me or is it missing like some gold trim, a little gold, like I don't know, stitching on the edge or down the back center, or it's like missing that little extra touch.
What was it that we showed last time where we were really happy? It was what's his name from the Imperial Guard that went the other way.
Oh, Crimson.
Yeah, and remember how they had done the interior?
Kirkanos.
Kirkanos.
And what's the other guy's name? Hell.
Yeah, but remember how they did the inside? Remember how they did the inside of the Crimson Guard cape, and they did the 2 different colors, and it looked really good. They should have done it with this. This does look like a piece of felt that they just cut, that some kid cut, and they threw it on it. Yeah,
looks quick and cheap and easy compared to. I mean, you look at the last ones. We were just complimenting on how nice they did with the
but it's Lando,
bro. Pouches in the pockets, and it's like, come on, it's Lando. You got to give him a dope cape. It's Lando, man. You can't just put a piece of felt on there and yell ship it.
I have a feeling they're gonna sell an additional pack, and it's probably gonna be a closet with like 10 different capes in it. To be honest with you, I can add on pack. All right, so that is Lando. That's a 50-50 against us. Okay, this is the one that
noticed that antenna is the same as the other bounty hunter's antenna.
Yeah, the Zero.
Yeah, Zero's.
Yeah, let's go back and check Zero.
Look at Zero's antenna.
I'll go back and look at Zero.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wait, for hers, couldn't they have used a piece of wire? Because that would have been a lot better.
They made up 100 excuses why.
They did make an excuse.
They made up 100 excuses why they couldn't have made it smaller, and they were all terrible. But they didn't come, there's like 5, and it was like that didn't make any sense what you said. They also like the biggest comment. So as usual, I mean, look, there's a lot of toxicity around Star Wars. There's a history of it, and giving people live chats doesn't make it any better, right? It just doesn't. But the one thing that was a legitimate comment when you bring it through on it, like people were saying, cool, okay, yeah, I wish this was a change or whatever, but they were pretty much either the true fans that weren't trying to make excuses or just throw Cara Dune's name in there or troll or do whatever they were doing, were really happy with a lot of these. And then the scene comes up and they're like, they're like the antenna and her face. And I'm not saying they're wrong. Like,
I can get over the face, but my
antenna.
lord, you don't have a pair of scissors like that? Come on.
Well, they had to make it thinner.
Excuse number 6. We had no scissors at the shop and could not cut down the antenna. Get out of here.
Well, it's actually the thickness of it too. I mean, the thickness of it, and then it's just one beam. They didn't even shape it to make it look like a. I mean, there's a whole slew of things that was kind of wrong. But actually, also egregious is her rifle. Her rifle, when you actually pull it out, is like 10 feet taller than her. Like, it looks so awkward. And it's so unfortunate that they have done all that. But they added, they added so many extra features, and you're just like, I wish you would have toned it back a tad and then just tightened it up a little bit, right? Tightened it up a little bit.
Yeah,
Didn't
and
they
this
say
one,
something about her rifle is the way it is because they're like they had to get her fingers right, be it so.
Oh,
that's what they
the
try to
finger
say.
thing because it had to be with the guard.
I think that's what they said. They made a reason why the gun is like the way it is, and it's because of the way her fingers had to be or something like that.
Because her finger guards are accurate to.
Right.
First off,
that's
it's so accurate, but you could get her face accurate. Okay, so like, what are you talking about? Like,
well, and she does have a long rifle, but it's not. I mean, this is a way over. This is you're absolutely right, Marco. Take it back. Less is more, and add the detail.
No, but what Gonzo was saying was right. They said their excuse once again. This is why Barrows and James they get it so badly is because like their excuse just say like, "Hey, dude, we screwed up." Instead of saying that, like. They're like, well, then her fingers wouldn't look right on the gun guard.
They're not supposed to.
No, dude, bro, you don't just get rid of the gun guard. Like, do something else. Like, the gun guard shouldn't determine how big the entire gun is.
Agreed.
Anyways, but I'm still gonna buy the figure. Obviously,
it is. I'm glad that they made it. How long have we been wanting a good, Aurra Sing? So
well, they didn't give us a good Aurra Sing. They just gave us an Aurra Sing. So
it's good enough.
Yeah. So I mean, that was the one thing they got killed about. Legitimately, I think so. Oh, and then this came up, and then I mean, there were so many cries. They made so many excuses about how this is it originally started with how the foreign market, they wanted this. And then the U.S. people clamor for it. Yeah, right. We clamor for some of those 3.5s that were cool. But now you're putting out just junk. Like these are peg hangers in the Black Series, right?
Yeah.
Like if it's remember, like people were like, okay, cool. The 3.5 inches, which is the one actually, because they're doing votes. One of them that did pretty well is from Force Unleashed. What's his name from Force Unleashed? That character.
Cal Kestis is no, that's the wrong game. Star Killer.
That was one that they did. They didn't do it in Black Series. They ended up doing it in this, and it sold out really well. And that's kind of how the 3.5s were doing. Either it was a classic 3.5 that people wanted, like the Zuckuses of the worlds and stuff like that, or on the wrong card back, or it was, something that had to do with that. Nobody wants. I love Admiral Akbar, but nobody wants another Admiral Akbar, dude.
It's an elaborate ruse.
Is it? I don't think it is. Who wants that as a Black Series is a peg hanger. It really is. The other ones that are peg hangers too that we see all the time. The Han Solo, the one that's in the Endor one. I don't think that any of the Endor lines sold well in the Black Series, did it?
No.
The Royal Guard I get only because that was one from that Entertainment Earthwave from way back when. It was super tough. Then they released it in the box for Walmart. So it's nice to have this one back on the card for people that didn't get a chance to get this one carded back in the day. That's about it.
And I should have, to be honest with you, I should have actually pulled up the individual art like I did with the other one of the actual figure, because you can actually take off the helmet. He's got the spear. You can change him out and stuff like that. So he's really cool. But then you get Hoth Luke. I mean, the 2 minute, unless you're going to put him on inside the Tauntaun, who really wants him? And by the way, his lightsaber has like frozen ice on it, blue frozen ice on his lightsaber. I'm like, you spent so much time and detail on that, and then Aurra Singh's freaking rifle's the size of a freaking Tauntaun. Like, what? Come on, man. Okay, so that's all I'm going to go on there. But I mean, look, unless you're Brian McClay, I don't know anybody that likes the 3.5s anyway. So like,
hey,
I like them, but I like the rare ones. This is general. Everybody's got. I don't know how many guards I have, or Luke Hoths, and I don't need another that I already have 5 of.
I agree with that.
I agree. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I just think that they've kind of ruined the line. And if you want to just give it over to fine, we'll order them from over there. You can just do that from now on and save us all the hassle of having to complain about these figures.
I'm a 3 3/4 inch guy, but like, stop
3
rehashing crap for me. I'm not going to keep buying the same figure over and over again.
But this is but in the 3 3/4 line, then they do this. So they give you all that junk, and then they do this, which I think across the board is a yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. As long as it's not $100.
Do we know what it
Dammer
is?
goes for $100. Well, this will probably go for $100.
Yeah, and that sat on the shelf for ages.
Yeah, but the whole thing that's going on with toys nowadays, do you think that's still the scenario where it's going to hang out for ages, or do you think it's going to be? I mean, I don't know. Like, it doesn't seem like $100.
I'm not a big 3 1/4 guy, but after seeing this one, I was like, maybe I'll get 1 or 2.
Did you collect back in the 70s and 80s?
I didn't really. No.
That's probably why. I mean, I find that most of the collectors that collected originally want that size, and the ones that are younger don't. They want the bigger, more detailed statue figures, really.
Well, I do like them, and I think for like how small they are, the articulation is great. But for me, it's more like, man, if I go down that rabbit hole, I'm gonna have the ships.
Oh, yeah, it's not possible now.
The vehicles, the place.
To be a completist. Oh yeah, to be a completist on that line is impossible now.
Yeah, the other part with it too is I guess why I don't go back to the new 3 1/4s and I only collect the vintage 3 1/4, the real ones, is like I'm not gonna play with them. You know what I mean? It's just not what I'm gonna do. But you're right. I think the younger people the younger guys do like a lot of the regular Black Series.
And I'll tell you what, as a 3 3/4 inch collector, if they had released Black Series first way back in '95, I would not have recollected 3 3/4 inch. I would just be doing Black Series. But it's sort of like the order they did it in.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, cool. All right. Well, did I get anything else there? No, but so we got one more. But before we do that, Jen made me throw this in. So Jen,
yay.
Yeah, but before we do that, hold on. Jen, you explain why this is good, please.
Well, I'm not saying that it's great. I know it's a repaint, right? But I just thought it was kind of cool that they're putting in another helmet, right?
Yeah, but what's the helmet price now? Because remember, originally the helmet price was like what? Was it like 69? I said 69.
Wait,
was it originally?
Is it 100 now?
It's 110, isn't it?
For this one?
I think it's even more than that, isn't it?
Is it more than that?
It was like 120 or something.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like what they did with the FX lightsabers. Remember, they used to be like $90, and now they're all like $229. Like, come on, man. I mean, these are cool, but they're not that cool. And I'll say, like, it's a little bit more detail on it, and they're doing better things. But was it the Mando one? Was the first one that you actually had the real like listen and talk through stuff on it and everything? They're not doing even that for that price. I mean, it's just look. It's cool. I'll agree with you. It's cool, but like, I just don't. I'm cheap, and I don't think I'm.
Oh, I thought it was cheaper than that. I didn't know it was that price.
I think they're all.
Is it up there? Is it on Pulse now?
Yeah, it's probably on Pulse right now. Somebody want to pull that up real quickly? We can pull it up. They did. I will tell you this: I do like the detail a little bit more on this one than they did with the Luke one. She is right on that. The coloration's very good. The inside where they have the padding looks kind of dope and everything like that. And so does the speaker.
Yeah,
for $100 or more than $100, I better have put the goggles down and do a little VR with it. Like,
I better be able to see that trench run.
Yeah, right.
You can play Star Wars Squadrons with it on, and make it feel like you're there.
No, but I mean, like, it's all good. Look, if you different strokes for different folks, but I still like the Cardinal that they had out there. I think that was the first one where they started to up it to around the $100 range. Like, you can
$99.99.
$100. That's what I'm telling you. Like, man, for $100, the regular Stormtrooper. I mean, if you get what helmet?
Can you actually wear it and actually use it as a safety device? Because maybe $100.
Well, no, you can't use it as a safety device.
No, these are ABS. These are not.
So comics are fun. If it was a walkie-talkie, that'd be awesome. He said.
Yeah, but there's the one. But did yeah, that would be cool. But the one does have feedback in it. Which one is that? Is that Mando, or was it Boba Fett read?
Is it? I think it was the Boba Fett.
The prototype?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Dude, for $100,
I'm going back and buying Don. The Mando, but I think
I'm going back and buying Don posts if they're $100.
Yeah.
No, you need to tie it in with something like with Squadrons, like a video game or something like that. And when you wear it, like somebody says, doubles as a Bluetooth headset or something to play the game or something interesting.
You don't like when so when Sphero ran out all those for all those people that know, Sphero ran out like the droid line. They ran out like BB-8, R2D2, a couple other ones. But they would actually interact with they interact with all the movies, they interact with all the cartoons and stuff like that. Yeah, that's right. That would be really cool if you could do. They have Rogue Squadron coming out. Like, how cool would that be if you put it in there and then something special would show up in the. But I think the one that you can actually hear stuff through and talk through.
You could hear. Oh, that'd be awesome if you could hear all the cockpit chatter through your ears.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
And I would pay the $150 for it. I paid the extra $50 for that. Shoot, I might even go up to $200 for something cool like that. But that's where I have the problem. Like, Mike, you missed it. But when did FX lightsabers become $229, bro? Like, no.
No. They were 100 to 120 depending on what they were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Forever.
I just can't.
Even when they were master replicas, they were only that much, and they were all metal then.
Yep.
I mean, I just can't do it.
Now they're even more.
Can't do it.
Crazy.
Can't do it.
Crazy.
Yeah, they're $229. It's $229.
Yeah.
And even more on the internet for the hard to find ones like Azaj Ventress. To get the doubles, you're talking, $500-$600.
It's $229. You can go to GameStop right now and buy them for $229.
Not the original metal ones that they first came out with.
Oh, you can't buy the Yoda one either. The original ones you can't buy. The ones that he was talking about before that sold for. I'm saying when they first came out, they were $100. Yeah, the Yoda one's crazy price too because that was short run, and so was the Mace Windu one. Either way,
and the original green Jedi Luke is expensive.
Yeah, original green Jedi.
Aren't the ones you get from Galaxy Edge even cheaper than that? Like they're like 200 or something.
Yes, if you buy them, if you buy them at retail, yes, they are cheaper at Galaxy's Edge.
Got it, $30 cheaper.
Well, you gotta take a trip down to Florida or go to California, but
that's true.
And then wait in line forever. All right, so let's finish it up though. They did do some stuff, not the vintage question, but now they're deciding that this is what chaps me, and I know it's not gonna chap everybody. And I talked to Gonzo a little bit earlier, and he actually might like this, but this is what kind of irks me a little bit. They're gonna do in the 3 1/4. They're gonna do the gaming line, which is cool.
Yeah.
But the figures they're going to give us are all army builders. And I get that. I get army builders. I get people that are army builders. I got friends that are army builders. Love army builders. But you gave us 4 army builders. Could you not why couldn't they give us a regular fig? You know what I mean? I mean, Mike, are you an army builder, Mike?
Nope.
But you collect 3 1/4. Would you have liked a fit? I mean, they gave us realistically. By the way, the figs they gave us the Electro Staff Purge Trooper. Okay, they already gave us a Purge Trooper before. They gave us the Scout Trooper, but from Jedi Fallen Order. But they already have a 3 1/4. They've got 2 3 1/4 Scout Troopers.
Right.
It's just a different. The only thing that's different is they give them the suspenders. Yeah,
and the card back picture. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, and then the other 2, which I actually really like this figure, but do you need the Force Awakens trooper, the Death Trooper? And then has anybody the droid, and it's from Battlefront 2, heavy armored, dude. What are we doing here? But whatever.
Give us Roger from the Freemaker.
Yeah, Roger, or Mr. Bones. Give it. Hey, speaking of that, speaking of that, last round of March Madness is on Thursday. The Star Wars March Madness show. We will finally come to an end. I know it's 4 people, and everybody's like, "Hey, there's 4 people. You're not gonna go final 2." Listen, there's gonna be 4 people. You get to vote for 1 person this week. See us on Thursday. We'll explain it all there. We'll have the final
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale. Very good. All right, yeah. So I don't know, Gonzo. What do you think? You're kind of getting into building the armies, right? Or is this something?
Yeah, I just again, it's just the 3 1/4. I just.
But even if they came out with this, if they were because by the way, Cad Bane's coming back for Open Order, everybody. So if you missed out on Cad Bane in the Black Series for the regular Black Series, it is coming to Open Order. They're going to restock it. You can pick up that. They're also going to do Darth Vader. I didn't know that was a hard figure to catch. They're also going to do the Flame Trooper, which is built. But in that one, okay, so that line that they're redoing, they're doing Darth Vader, which is a regular one, and they're doing 2 army builders. They're doing the Flame Trooper, and they're doing the Mando Trooper, the one that was the Walmart exclusive. So they're bringing those 2 back, and then they're going to give you Cad Bane also. That's a good way to do a line. Now that's a good way. Yeah, but I'm kind of getting sick of the army building lines. Give us something regular. You know what I mean? Just
I like that they're bringing it back, and only because it's it's hard. I think you and me talked about this earlier. Like it's not easy to like, and not like I do an army build, but not really. Like like for me, a fire team. I'm happy with a fire team. I don't need a squad. I don't need a platoon. Just give me my fire team. Just give me 4. I can articulate them whatever which way I want them. I can Photoshop them. You know what I mean? If I want to make 1,000 of them, guess what? I have 4 to pick from.
Yeah,
4 to duplicate. That's it.
that is
But
cool.
I don't know. I was hoping they come up with like when I saw the droid when they first brought up the droid, I was like, oh, I want that. And then they're like, yeah, 3/4 scale. I'm like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
Like,
they did. Well, they are releasing that droid, aren't they? They're releasing that into the Battlefront 2. That should be coming out at GameStop soon, isn't it? Or is it a Walmart exclusive? Mike, do you remember?
I don't remember.
I want
I
to
don't
say
remember.
that's Walmart.
I think it's
Great,
a Walmart.
we'll never
Good
see
luck.
it.
You'll never
Awesome.
see it. Good
Yeah.
job. If I find one, I'll get one for you. But yeah, good luck with that. I mean, Walmart.
Walmart
Walmart.
sucks.
Walmart sucks. Yeah, Walmart's the worst, dude. Yeah, Gibraltar's got nothing on Walmart.
Real
Tell
quick,
'em, Ray.
JJ?
Yeah.
But Force Unleashed?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I was talking about it.
Wouldn't it be cool if they made that freaking canon? Please?
Yes. Very much
well,
so.
I mean, the only problem is like, have we gotten the Black Series figure? Like, I know that they're doing. This is one thing I will tell you right now. Leading in the votes for the 3 1/4 is Starkiller. So like, they might re-release Starkiller eventually if you keep doing it. I mean, like, look, everybody was all hyped on the Revan train, but do remember Revan was the vote in, right? Like, it wasn't something they were going to make, and we've seen that they really haven't advanced that character yet, unfortunately. Like,
Well, I felt like Rebels kind of undid Force Unleashed with the Rebels emblem being not his family crest, right?
Yeah.
So, but I'm hoping they still kind of like slip it in there, or maybe even put it in the future of maybe he's a new one.
The thing, like, they could easily do an action figure under like the Gaming Greats line or whatever they have that they do it, but you just
I
don't
like that
see it.
storyline though, right?
Well,
but
they gave us an Evolutions pack right back in the early 2000s, so they could just rework that figure.
That's true.
It wouldn't
how
cost
about
them very much.
How about this? How about this? We've already mentioned a couple things. We're going to do it later. We're talking about 2003 Clone Wars, which isn't canon anymore. They brought that over to just relax, buddy. And number 2, we just brought up the Freemakers, which originally the concept was they were not going to have, besides the Lego stuff, which they had to get rid of because they couldn't keep going with it. They were not going to have non-canon stuff introduced anymore. And then Freemakers tilted the line so bad because remember, Freemakers were supposed to be canon, and then they eventually got rid of that and they started bringing back other non-canon stuff. We could see with the growth of Disney Plus, we could see non-canon material just being reimagined. We could see a non-canon version of Force Unleashed if we,
Dude,
if it's enough.
I like Pablo. I actually like Pablo. I know Pablo, but you know what, Pablo? It's all canon. To us, it's all canon.
I mean, I'll always argue though that like they've done a good job with Thrawn, so I do like to see the reimagining of it and like the tightening up of it and cleaning up of it. But like something like that with Unleashed, I don't see why you couldn't just do something called Gaming Greats and do a series called Gaming Greats, and you get short cartoons and run it 30. Because we were just talking about Bad Batch.
You do have it'll be interesting to see what they do with Visions, the animated series, like the anime series, because you do have a possibility to do a lot of stuff out of Legends in that. So
yeah,
if they want to.
True.
Yeah, did you see the comic book women show when they were doing the free FOC though, Jen? You were doing that. Remember they showed a book and it was like the Visions book that they're going to do on FOC.
The free comic book day this year.
Yeah, and it's going to be a mashup with that and the Wills. So I think you're kind of right. Like if you can get into the Wills, then you could just have these storytellers. Like it's going to be like the Bible. These guys are just going to tell stories left and right or parables or whatever. And you could put whoever, like the books that they came out with, like from a certain point of view and from what's the second one? Certain point of view too. You could just do that. That'd be cool.
I mean, Star Wars hasn't done it, and I don't think they want to, but they could just make it like a what if or a different dimension, or because when Ezra went into that place, there's different. That was their one timeline. That wasn't like multiple timelines.
No, because of the laughing. That's the thing. That's because of the laughing and the jumping. You don't know, and they've never actually.
So they could make it like
they could. I mean, come on. If it's going to make them enough money, they can make whatever they want. Dude, go look at their stock, and their parks aren't even open yet. Believe me, they're more than happy to sell toys and make Disney Plus.
That's how you could have like different, like if people didn't like the new movies, that's cool. That's just one universe, like that's one dimension, right? And then in this one, this is what, like George Lucas's version.
Yeah, except for George Lucas is sitting down watching what's happening anyway. So that George Lucas excuse is terrible. I mean, if you could have like a J.J. Abrams thing and then just erase it, I'd be down with that, dude. I'll give up the silent 5 minutes of the Johnson movie to get rid of that and redo it and make some new non-canon stuff.
Well, eventually they would just have their own Infinite Crisis eventually for all the Star Wars.
No. Don't go down the road of DC. That's just going to be a disaster. All right.
Follow anything DC does ever.
Yeah. There's a lot of people though in the chat. By the way, thank you everybody in the chat. We appreciate all your comments. Mojo, good to always see you. Astro, that's great. Stick Boy, good stuff. He's actually part of the March Madness, part of the Kliq. We do appreciate everything. If you guys give us a thumb up, I just got out of a meeting. They're telling me something. There's an algorithm, and a thumbs up is something about an algorithm. I don't care really, but if you could give us thumbs up, algorithm. Okay, that's what I was supposed to say. That was my PSA for the day. Let's move on to comics. Comics it is. So listen, I don't know who was or wasn't looking at the High Republic this week. I know we brought up the B cover, and then somebody had told me they really liked the variant there, the 1 in 25. I don't know. I like this cover, and then I said, guys, I'm going to talk about this cover because I like it, and I don't care if you rag on me for it, but I do like this cover, and I don't know why. I really don't get why I like this cover.
I dug it too, Marco. You're not alone. I don't know why. Maybe because it has that IDW feel. But I like it. Yeah,
I don't know. And the IDW series, and we'll cover that in a little bit, but it's really been good. The IDW series has been surprisingly good. I'm really just looking. I made notes because I didn't know who this artist was because I'm not good with artists. But Bustos? 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 Yeah. I don't know why I like this.
Is it because of the statues and the angle?
No, because I think the Drangar looks terrible. It looks like I don't know why. I think it's the color, and actually, like the color is way better in person. I think that might be a thing. Actually, bring up comic book women again. Remember, you guys had a guest on. Oh, it was Donny Cates' wife, right? Yeah. And she was talking about the pinks and stuff like that, and using that color combination. And I think the color combination, it's just something different that it's finally. Like, come on, man. Let's if you're gonna choose cheap paper, at least do something with the colors on these books, right?
Well, I like the color combo, but for Lord's sake, Kiwi looks like a freaking gelfling. I mean, the way her nose is done.
Hey, there's somebody on your lawn, dude. Go chase him off your lawn. Go chase him off the lawn. Go.
So is the dark crystal actually powering the lightsaber, or what?
Yeah, pretty much. That's the green crystal in this.
Be purple, wouldn't it?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not particularly, the art isn't what brought me into it. I think it's the inker for some reason. Like, I mean, maybe it's the inker. I don't know what it is. Whatever.
No, the red with the purple and the green. It's different.
I dig it.
And Astro likes the cover A better, man. Let's go back and look at the cover. You like the cover A better? I thought it was, the cover A just was what it was. No? Okay. Dude, the 1 in 25, which is the third book across, that's
the one I bought.
Is that what you bought? Yeah. People really like that one. I heard people tell me, and the day of, they're like, that's the best we've seen her, is that cover right there. And I was like,
I bought it because I was able to get it for cover price. That's the only reason why I bought it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a gelfling.
I like the 1 in 25, but the lightsaber looks weird to me. It's like it's super long. I know it's the perspective, but
you got the thing gun again. And then, of course, the wanted things on the right. So there we go. They are friends of ours, by the way, or friends of some of ours. So, like, that's why we talk about them. If you're friends of ours, you either make it on the show or we talk about you. Right, Gonzo?
True story.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, it's JJ too. Everybody's part of the show at this point. Inside, though, very interesting.
You just got to rag on Marco for several days.
Right? That's it. Consecutive. I grew up with like 20 brothers, so I'm just used to, like, whenever somebody starts it, I'm just like, yeah, I mean, like, this is what we do. Real couple interesting points. One, the Drangar can somehow like hide in huts and then like explode out, which is whatever. But in Cavan Scott, we have faith because he gave us 2 great pages here and a new arc that's starting. And one of the pages shows us, we did a review on Into the Dark. and it pretty much is into the dark there. We get the 2 Sith minions that are up there. Now we do see Drangar like shooting through their nose and sucking their life force out of them. There's the 4 sculptures that were keeping the Drangar in stone or like encased so that they couldn't get out, and apparently a whole Sith army roaming around there. So we might see those. Those might be the acolytes. Who knows? We might see a whole group of Sith someplace, because we did know they were in that dome thing there. That was that atrium type area. And then at the bottom, we get 2 Jedis, and these are 2 Jedis that we might not have seen before, but also this is all out of that Into the Dark thing. You can't really tell who they are, so like good luck with it. But the one does look a little bit like her skin might be paler than the other one. So that means that we would get Alu Jarell there. She's the like very pale skin, darker hair one in the back. And the guy in the front could be either Dez or Comac. Either way, whatever. I mean, just they're in there. This page was just an interesting page. It was kind of cool because me and Jen did a review on this book. So I know people were like, well, what do they look like? We still don't know what they look like, but this is kind of what they look like. Okay, there you go. You got what they kind of look like now. And then the last page, I love it, dude. I mean, I know it gets old when they're doing this like intro last page, the Hulk 180 thing, but dude, I like Hutts, man. I like the Hutt cartels. I like all the old Hutt stuff. I like all the old bounty hunt stuff, the stuff that is legend stuff. And like to see that we're going to get deep dive into the Hutt cartel, because look, the only time they did that was in the video games, right, Mike?
Yeah, that's the only time I remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we saw Clone Wars too, right?
Yeah, they kind of do something.
Yeah.
In the Clone
Well,
Wars
that wasn't. That was like they had already had the council formed at that point.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
This is like we're dominating planets and like having Rancors roll around and eat people up and fights like that. So I think it's going to be a little bit different of a flavor, which is cool because, to be honest with you, the setup here in this book has been, I'd say, lackluster till this book, and now it's just popping off. And we're going to get more.
Is it kind of like what we're seeing now is the Al Capone gangster days, and then what we see in Clone Wars is just the mafia already set up already, and they're just like sitting around.
Yeah.
Hey, Grode the Rock, I'm down. VK, stop it, bro. Grode's great, man. That's a joke.
Geode.
Or Geode, yeah. Geode the Rock. That thing is like a little, that's a little joke. It's a little joke, man. You don't got to take it that seriously. It's fun. Could we see a baby Jabba like we got? Yes, we could see mate. Oh, no. You
don't think so?
400. No, because he'd have to be in Clone Wars. We're talking what?
No, he's just saying another one, not necessarily Stinky himself, but another one.
No, I think he's asking if Jabba the Hutt is a baby at this point.
Oh,
Which
I don't know how long his age.
Job. Oh, yeah.
600. So he could be, a teenager maybe, right? 600. Anybody on that?
Yeah.
Is anybody on that besides me? I could be wrong on that, but I think 600.
Didn't even occur to me.
That sounds right.
It would be like 200-ish.
Somewhere in there.
He
Yeah.
might actually have legs. Is that right? That sounds right. It could be completely wrong. I don't know. Maybe we should get somebody to look that up. That would be interesting. Good point, Stick Boy. Okay. You're welcome, bro. Stinky is cool. All right. Gotta stop looking at the comments because that gets me in trouble and we'll be here all year. Yeah, I thought that was cool, Stinky. And then, so in 2 books, you're going to have, I know, look, it's a give or take again. I got to say it. People like this book. I'm one that kind of digs Momoka. Look, I got crapped on for talking about Beta Ray Bill. Yeah, but look, I don't
At least
mind
there's no
Momoka stuff.
effing lemongrass in it for once. Jeez.
Yeah, okay. It's specific. I'm not everything Momoka does is wrong, but she did the Insider. I like, you know what I mean? She did this.
The Insider was dope.
Yeah, I mean, she does some stuff that's pretty cool.
It's better than her Ray, at least. Way better than her Yoda.
Better than her Darth
Better
Maul.
than Darth Vader, but
I like this one. I like Kiwi in this pose and very angelic.
Yeah. How many covers are we going to have Kiwi on?
She seems pretty prominent, doesn't she? It seems like they're really pushing the Kiwi.
Yeah. It's Star Wars. There's like 80,000 people. You could give us a couple different. I mean, hey, look. I mean, this is good. I like this cover. I'm just saying, like, give us a couple. Well,
Sesker's on the next one with Kiwi, so there's that.
What's that?
Said Sesker's on the next one with Kiwi. So
that's another bit. Yeah, because that's gonna. I mean, he skiers on everything too, or however you say it. He's on every cover too. I mean, like, look, that's actually, I think, where the variants come into a little bit of fun. Like, at least people are doing fun things with the variants, putting different characters on there and stuff. Like, all the variants are looking really dope. I mean, that Mayu stuff is like looking cool too. I like how he did.
Man, yeah, absolutely.
So, but we're not friends with him because we don't know him. So that's the only thing. Hey, Stars Adventures was also good. Also,
I know him.
Oh, well then there, yeah. So you can bring him on and we'll talk to him, and there we go. Hey, so also some stuff that we there was inside there. They gave us Great Storm from the original book. Like, I like that character. I liked his whole setup. So I hope that they're going to have the rest of the characters in here too in Adventures. I think Adventures is the better run. It is, and I know Jedi. I know Solo Wookiee's going to poo-poo it because he hates Jedi versus Sith from the Dark Horse days. And if you do hate that, like, yeah, there's a little bit of Jedi versus Sith in here. There's a little Cad Bane stuff in here. I get it. Like, I get it, but I don't care. I still like it. And if they have unicorn horses that are Jedi, like, okay. You like the Gindi stuff, so we'll talk about that later. There's a cool panel where they have the team up. They have tons of little Padawans in here, but definitely have this page where we get to see our man, Great Storm there. So I thought that was kind of cool, just to let you guys know if you aren't catching up on it.
I do like that. That's way cool.
And they have the Yoda that looks like he always wants to headbutt you. I don't know why.
He looks like Grace Jones in Conan, you know, with the big plate on her forehead, like when she's just going aggro on headbutting everybody.
Once again, I don't, because it's the kids' thing, I don't mind the artwork in here. And I know I got, people had comments about that too, but like, okay, man, teach their own. Everybody else like this? Is everybody else reading this or no? Am I
like it.
I like it.
This was probably the first week, though, where I think I actually liked the High Republic Marvel run better than I did Adventures.
I would agree. No, I would actually agree. There was a little bit too much fluff in Adventures this week with let's have a vote. Does everybody like you or do they not like you? But remember, it's a junior title. So,
well, do you guys think we're going to get Ember soon?
I think if you see, I mean, look, you see the head of it. Why are you showing them? You could have shown 100 different. Look, the last panel's got 3 masters. You got Buckets of Blood. Isn't he a master at this point? You got Yoda. He's a master at this point. You got you2. He's a master. You got Chris, master. So 3 masters there. You couldn't put any of them there, but no, you gave us Great Storm for the first time. So like, yeah, dude, I think we have a very big option that we're going to get able to see this, which would be cool. I'm down for that, man. I'm good with it. If we don't see him here, because you do get the characters from the other books there, but they already incorporated the junior novel stuff into the High Republic. We've seen those characters in there for the last couple, so I don't think they could put every single character in the High Republic.
Yeah.
Unless the battle between them and the Hutt cartel becomes super big. I don't know. Okay, so Astro, yeah, fair enough. You don't have to like the art. I think it's fun.
Yeah. I want to see what they do with the actual one that's with the Nile right now at Krix.
Yeah. Yeah. So does that not really feel, what was that guy's name? Bug? It really feels a lot like Bug from the Dark Horse comics. Where I wouldn't be surprised if Xana is if we see somebody switch teams here eventually in the end. He did say, this is really interesting how he sold that guy. You could tell he's going to sell him out too.
Oh yeah.
As soon as he got the secret, straight sold him out. I did like how they had the Max Rebo guy. I can't remember what that species is called. They had him down there trying to run the
he's running the fighting pit or whatever.
And they had the slime thing. It actually is a pretty funny book, man. It's a pretty funny book. All right, so that's what we got for that. Speaking of revealing covers and stuff, we saw this. We talked a little bit about it. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? War on Bounty Hunters, the Prelude stuff, July. We were talking about the Crimson cover, and then this week they pushed out the Crimson cover. That's the 3rd cover there. There's a red tint to it. Hopefully we get a little chromium on the red tint, but it's Marvel and they do cheap stuff, so probably not. But now they're doing this black Boba Fett thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a cover. That's a thing now, I guess. So those are all the McVeigh covers or whatever. The incentives start here. And this is also just Marvel. Come on, man. This reminds me almost of the days. Remember when they were doing the 100 pluses, when you had to order 100 of some book plus a certain percentage to get like terrible variants, and then they also do a 1 in 25 on it. That's kind of what this reminds me of.
Which one's the 1 in 50? Is it the one on the? I know it's a U cover, but it seems like U has
the U cover is he does, but I think the one in. So let's go back real quickly because I can do it. These are all incentive. I think the U is the 125. Is this one? Is the first one, and then the what do they call it? The director's cut. Is that also a U? I think it is.
It might be, yeah.
And then it's black armor, and then it's white background, black armor or sketch.
They're probably going to call that launch party variant. But usually the black and white launch party.
They do that.
I think they've already called it sketch, to be honest with you. So
But what do you guys think? It's just art, not final, but it kind of is, right?
it is. Diamond has something different on it in the solicitations. I grabbed these off of the previews, not the diamond solicit, like the actual diamond. So I didn't grab it off the diamond account because Penguin. Anyways, so that's that. But this was the one. This is, I think it's going to be just a ratio, non-ratio variant. They're doing it, and look, I just knocked the black armor, but I actually kind of like this. Right? Do you guys not like this? Do you like it? What is your opinion on it? Especially if it's only $3.99, or but won't be. It won't be. It'll be $6, but still.
I am so over these action figure variants. I love John Tyler Christopher. He's very talented, but dude, come on, man.
I like it. I mean, I like that he went with the color scheme of it, the red background and everything with the black. But it's like he's made like how many Boba Fett action figure covers now? Like
well,
5.
there's a prototype one, there's the gray one, there's the original one, there's the after Cat hit him. And did they do the rainbow one, or was that just an action figure? I can't remember.
Just an action figure, I think. I don't think they did it.
Okay, so now I mean I don't know. I hope this. Let's just change the armor thing isn't a permanent thing, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. All right, so that's all of our covers. Is it all right? Oh no, it is not. No, hold the horses. They also revealed these. I actually thought I was going to get a little bit better play when I asked everybody about this before the show, and they were like, "Why are you even showing this garbage? Is that the census? Why am I even showing this garbage?"
I mean, I like the Aphra, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I don't like any of them.
I like Boba.
I mean, I know I'm the naysayer tonight. I don't mean to be Nancy.
No. You're allowed to have an opinion on this show. That's what we like. Why would we have 5 people if everybody's saying the exact same thing? This is the Darth Vader, by the way.
The Vader one's about the only one I really like. I don't know. It just seems more detailed or something.
That's cover though.
That's the cover. Yeah, that's the cover. So I'll run through them real quick.
Cover price.
I mean, these look good for getting.
Cover price. I pick it up.
Yeah, it should be a B. It should be a B cover for these. This is going to be Darth Vader 14. It didn't say incentive cover. It just they called them right now the Giuseppe covers. So we'll see what they are. Hopefully it's just like how they're doing the Pride covers. They're doing the women comics covers and that. Hopefully it's the same thing where it doesn't cost any extra. It's just the same thing.
It'll probably be a lot like Galactic Icons. I mean, that's what it looks like.
But if you want to, if you want to get like a remark or someone to autograph it, these seem perfect for that.
Yeah.
Yes, true. Very
the
true.
only book that's probably going to be more expensive is Jabba the Hutt is going to be a one shot. So the Jabba cover is going to be Jabba the Hutt. It's going to be a one shot. It's probably going to be later in the end of July. You get Boba on the Bounty Hunter number, the War of Bounty Hunter number 2. Then you get Vader on 14. Like I said, Leia's going to be Star Wars 15. Yeah, so these all are going to be hopefully just a B type cover. You're going to get Valance on Bounty Hunter 14 and Doc Aphra on Aphra 12. So,
who's the artist?
Giuseppe
Comicoli.
Thank you. See Mike's great now. It only took about a year, and now he just cuts me off at the end with the proper pronouncing of the name. One more book that's interesting that's coming out. I think it's FOC this week. Maybe it's not. Maybe it was last. No, it's coming out next week.
Oh.
Yeah. Guys, don't forget. Yeah, we talked about this book a while ago, and there might be some interesting things in this book too. So just don't forget this cover's coming out there. I bet Boba Fett sells, and so does Boss.
Who's the artist for that one?
Bro, till I had to do podcasting, I never had to answer who the artist is. I could just say like it or don't like it.
It looks cool though, right? The detailing and the coloring and the shading and everything looks good.
Yeah, if that 1 in 10,
the shading looks awesome.
Spot on, man.
I'll have the artist name in a minute.
If the 1 in 10 for this series sold with whatever was drawn on that for a Bosk and sold for a pretty decent price, that this is, I mean, it's just an A cover, but it's going to be all right. You know what I mean? It's definitely going to be all right. So I'll pull that back up in a minute. By the way, also too, watch out there if you do like those covers. And Solo, you can tell your joke in a minute. There is Adventure 9.
Mattia de Lulis is the artist for the Bosque.
See how I don't mispronounce artist names anymore?
I have no idea if I said that right, but
The scales
I'm sure
on
I
the
didn't say
awesome.
it right.
The scales are. Yeah, so is the blade. Oh, and it's cool. They gave a preview of 3 or 4 of this. He's on a planet at this point with a bunch of other people that are being hunted, and pretty much he already uses one of them as bait, and like it's pretty good. It seems like there's going to be a bunch of people. The Empire threw a bunch of people on like what was that Japanese or Korean movie where they had the kids that were in school and they threw them on an island to fight each other off? Battle Royale. It seems like it's going to be Battle Royale for Bosque, which will be kind of dope. Thank you for that, JJ. I knew we were on the same page. All right, so there we go. That's what that is. There is one more book, like I said, the Star Wars Adventures. I know people are really overlooking this because with all the other stuff there, but if you like Boba Fett covers, if you collect them all, there will be this coming out. This is the RI for Star Wars Adventures, number 9. Go ahead, Solo.
No, I'll keep it to myself.
I gotta say, I couldn't tell if he was. At first, I just thought he was walking. It took me to realize he was blasting off.
Yeah, he's taking off with his jetpack.
I thought he was just like walking or something.
That front foot's a little cattywonky, and I made a reference earlier about another person who drives some cattywonky feet.
Funky feet.
It's not nearly as bad as that other artist, but it's
does that artist doesn't draw feet for one, and number 2, I don't even think he draws like from the waist down anymore. He's all about chest and patch now.
What's up with his arms?
Have you been looking at some of the Star Wars Adventure stuff? Has anybody else done like these Tales of Villainy and the Tales of Hero stuff? If you've actually been picking these up, some of the art on it is
I think it's
very artsy. Very artsy.
It is. There's a bit of self-liberation on it for I think on purpose to almost kind of make it a little more kiddie or make it a little more young teenage adult, kind of younger, not supposed to be perfect, kind of supposed to be skewed a little.
Is he trying to
You mean kind of like Grenndry?
Like, what's he doing though?
No, not like Grenndry. Grenndry's good.
No, you're exactly like it, Jen. Yes, point Jen. Bing.
Some of the Adventures covers are really hit or miss. Like I love the Crimson Corsair cover. Was that? I think
the Crimson Corsair.
That
but
was awesome.
It's in the same type. It's in the same type of format though. So was the
and I'm not saying I don't like this cover. I really like this cover. I think this cover's cool.
All right. Well, these are weird anyways, across the board. Like the Wookiee stuff that they came out with, it's just weird. If you like them, get them. I'm just letting people know because these are books that are usually overlooked. And then, like, all of a sudden, everybody's like, well, I didn't even know I was going to be there. And then they're crying on the internet how they wanted it. And don't buy stuff off the internet. You never know who you're buying it from. They might be picking their nose. All right. So there we go. That's all we got for that. We're already into an hour. We were not supposed to be an hour into this already. All right. We're going to get fined from the channel, but that's okay because we still have to do the Solo Wookiee show. Solo, are you ready for your show?
I sure am. Okay.
Here we go. We will not be pausing this. Everybody can jump in with their opinions on this. We were talking about Liefeld. We're talking about the Clone Wars. We're gonna do the first 30 minutes. We'll keep doing this till we'll split it out so that it's enough time that we end right before Bad Batch so we can review Bad Batch. Except for Jen won't be here next week. Sorry, Jen. We're gonna replace you with somebody. It's okay. Somebody else. Or nobody will be. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, Star Wars, the Clone Wars. This is what I'll say. There's 2 different deciding opinions on this, and you're probably going to be on one side or you're probably going to be on the other. Nostalgia is great. This is exactly like the Christmas Story. It's amazing, but it's also bad. Solo, you can pitch it now if you like.
All right. Well,
not a long pitch. We got 20 minutes.
We went through a long, dry spell, and we had some movies that came out and didn't really appease a lot of people. And then they came out with their 5-minute clips of the Clone Wars. This was kind of a test run to find out if the actual new long-term Clone Wars movie and then series would even take off or be a hit. So they went to Grenndry. Grenndry is known.
Okay, we're starting it off. That's not what you said. What you said was this is better than the regular Clone. You said this is better than the regular Clone Wars. You said this is better than the regular Clone Wars. That's what
I did. In my opinion, it is. And Genndy is known for things like Samurai Jack, Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Laboratories, great big hits. I love these series because they have great action. It is all the way through. It is nonstop. I like the animation. I like the gestural and detail of it.
Okay.
I know it's not for everybody, but it's for me.
On the other side of that, there's a lot of battle posing.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot of battle posing. The voices are, look, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. But when I rewatched this, because I haven't watched this in a very long time, I was like, man, I don't remember the voices being that bad. I don't remember the storylines of the characters being that bad because of the comics.
No.
The comics really played into it a lot. You know what I mean? Like you said, Anakin was great in this, and then he's throwing capes on C-3PO, and he's doing this.
Yeah, but 3PO had it coming. Did you not listen to Jedi defending 3PO? I mean, he had it coming.
All right. But I mean, besides that, it was good. You know, I mean, it's fun. I will say it was fun.
They don't make Padme a wuss in this. They make her a very very beautiful princess and senator, and she also goes out and she takes care of herself. She doesn't call anyone all the time and be like, "Oh, I'm stranded, help me," and I'm stuck with Jar Jar, who's gonna happenstance save me. And
if you were stuck with Jar Jar, you'd call for help too.
I would. They make her powerful. They make her intelligent. They show her prowess.
And I will say that her voice is this lady does so many different voices. I think her Twitter she's like 90% of every childhood she's done voices for. But when I heard it the first time, she's Azula from Avatar, Padme's voice. That's pretty cool.
Right. There's two really experienced voice actors that were in this, and everybody else was not nearly as experienced. Yeah. It was Obi-Wan's voice actor and Padme's voice actor.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't Aja Ventress's. But Gonzo, Gonzo, go ahead. No, let Gonzo go too, because he loves this too. But somebody please defend.
Some of the action is awesome in this. Like Mace Windu's, his whole episode, awesome.
He's a BA.
Now you did get to see some stuff they used later on in the real Clone Wars, where they used like this actual scene where it was the Mal Khan versus.
I think one of the things I really liked about the series was this. Like, even though they're only like 4 to 5 minutes or even less, sometimes they took each Jedi that appeared in the second Clone Wars movie got a little piece of action about their
except
own
for
episode.
Wolfman. I didn't clip Wolfman in here. I got to do it in the
movie, but I still want my Wolfman action figure. I want that.
Well, Wolfman was actually a vote. So they had in the beginning, they started it, and you had to call into Cartoon Network and vote on who the very final was going to be.
Oh,
really?
There's a whole scene. I just would like to reiterate. There's a whole scene where this is what they do. They do this for 5 minutes.
They're supposed to.
That's what they do in the military.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, bro, but come on. I mean, it's like
that's my favorite part.
How many words? How many
clones being awesome in this are one of the greatest parts.
How many words are
No.
How many words are in the #1 selling G.I. Joe book?
I thought this was cool.
Zero.
I thought this close-up was cool. How they used the blood. I did like how they did this. This is good. This is Linefellish right here. Like this is. There you go. Another pose.
I can say this: Captain Fordo, the guy in the red, is criminally underused. He got cast aside after this, but he was one of the. He was the precursor to Rex. You probably wouldn't have Rex if you didn't have Fordo.
No, hey, with all credit due, this is a great promo on how to do a good show later on. It really is. But jousting to blow up big things is not really like.
Hell yeah!
But yet the scene is really exciting, though.
It is kind of fun. No, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. And then
it's a whole new IG-88 black IG-88 style jousting robot.
You know what I'll give it? You know what I'll give it? I'll give it this. I'll give it this. A lot of it reminded me of the early Tales where they weren't like canonized stories where they were just doing random stuff, or like when they did Boba Fett Overdrive or stuff like that. Like the fun off storyline books. It really is a fun series. It's got a lot of cool stuff in it. I'm just giving it a little bit of a hard time. But he put a helmet on to take it off to get in the battle, and then like everybody's like, yeah, Dirge from this show. It's like, no, it's not the same Dirge as the comic book Dirge. because he's like, I mean, yeah, he's got a lightsaber in him, but then like, what's this with Obi? He's got like 1,000. Whatever, it is. Cuts
They
him in
use the
half.
Force in different ways in this. Like, you don't really, especially you get later in the series, like the way Mace Windu uses it and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't see it used that way in anything else, which is kind of interesting.
So
Yeah.
this Count Dooku was pretty cool too, because we got to see another character intro. You know, he was inside like the little battle things, and then there's your Aja Ventress. Her voice.
I love Aja in this. I love her voice. Really? I love the way she's drawn. I love the way she moves and the extra length of her. I love it.
Yeah, Crack Hills. So this is what he's talking about moving. They just like do this blurry leg thing to make her try to move fast because she's got some superhuman powers where she can.
She's quick.
I mean, huh?
She's just quick, super quick.
She wasn't. Yeah, she was running from Diaper Man and a couple other guys, but then a giant she beat up. She was so quick though. No, this was really cool. I did like how they did this. How Dooku came down and she was like, yes, and he's like, yeah, no, you're not. Like, yes, I am. And he's like, no, you're still not. And then she goes, what do you know, man? And he's like, yeah, haha, and laughed.
And, then what does he give her? What's he giving her?
I did this because I did this for you. And then she's so fast, he gave her the jiggly, 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 and she got electrocuted. Oh, I had to take those panels off.
Limited power.
Yeah. So then she wakes up and he fights her again and was like, yeah, if you were Sith, you could have taken me. This actually was real. Though some, because they didn't have a lot of it, but some of the back and forth was really good here. Like, and this was one of the examples where it was really good. Aja's voice was tough, but the actual wordage was the verbiage they were using was pretty good.
Asajj.
Yeah.
Come on.
Then the Emperor shows up. This is right here too. I know, but like I forgot they did this. Like I really think of it as the comic book version, not this version. He at one point swallows. Absorbs Obi-Wan?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, absorbs.
I think he's trying to suffocate him. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Then his muscles start to bubble up, and the lightsaber comes, and the muscles start bubbling up.
And that's Obi-Wan starting to use the Force to push himself and blow him up.
Yeah. Left out the part where my man Fordo though tries to electrocute him.
I had it. I did have it. So.
Taps him right in the forehead and just gives him the jiggly jiggly
without hesitation. He just absorbed a Jedi Master and zaps him without hesitating.
How I edit this stuff? We need somebody. We need a better editor than me. We didn't have Pete, so you can blame this on me. I would have had that in there.
Yeah, I get that this isn't for everybody. I also.
No, it's good. Everybody should watch it.
I'm partial to it. As a child,
Yourself.
I always wanted to grow up and be an animator, and his style of animation speaks to me. I've always really liked Genndy's stuff. So for him to do the Clone Wars, I thought he did a great job. I thought he paid a lot of attention to detail, giving so many people their own, even just 1 5-minute episode, which I thought was really cool. We don't get to see a lot of Kit Fisto. You don't get to see a lot of, Shaak Ti. He makes Grievous a bad ass in these series. And I thought in the movies, they really left, Grievous to be a wussy.
Hey, buddy, we're on timeline. We could talk about Grievous when we get to the third portion.
Kenobi amazingly tough, and he shows a lot of prowess in the early stages, and I thought that
there's a lot in this 30 minutes. There's a lot of back and forth, and probably what would be described nowadays as cringe between Obi and Anakin. But all in all, it is fun though, right? Like, I mean, this is something that people should have seen. It does build. It is actually the building blocks for the regular Clone Wars series. Aja, they need to create this. This needs to be a thing.
Yeah, I love that ship.
The Ventress ship needs to be something that we can buy for the Black Series. You make a lot of it.
Isn't it super similar to the one we see Dooku have?
Yeah,
the solar sailor.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, and it goes back and forth. Then he flies through the city, and he gives us another one of these faces. And then Obi-Wan goes back and forth with them. We see our troopers there. Goldfinger. This is the one thing. The gold that threw me off too. The gold-handed finger all the time in the C-3PO one. Don't bring it up, Solo. We'll talk about it when it happens down the line.
Interesting note for continuity's sake. This is where gold or C-3PO gets his gold plating.
Yeah, I don't even have to say it. That's how dope they are. They already know it, Marco. They're already dropping the plating bombs.
JJ, did you just hear me say Solo? Don't say it until we get to the portion of it next time. Okay, there we go. Good stuff. Then we get a little bit of you guys go foul Anakin, and he's not listening. And you get this Yoda. Don't make fun of. Listen, you cannot make fun of adventures. You can't make fun of High Republic adventures and four-headed Yoda if you're down with this, bro. But you can like both of them if you do. I mean, it's okay. It was pretty cool, man. It was good. We will do more 30 minutes. All right, Gonzo, give us, what are we doing? Hey, are we ranking this, or are we just talking about it and letting, as one of the commenters say, Solo Wookiee put a ring on it?
Are we doing 1 to 10? This is an 11.
No, we never do 1 to 10. We're doing 5
11.
Wookiees. We got to get Pete to come up with a graphic. 5 Wookiees. All right, Gonzo, how many Wookiees are you giving this 30 minutes?
I would have to go with 3.
Oh, 3 Wookiees. Tough grade.
Yeah, I give it 3. I do.
Right.
Again, like I enjoy it because it's fast. It's a lot of action. The story's straight to the point. Like the whole thing's just straight to the point, and some character, like maybe some more dialogue would have been great, but yeah. I
all right, cool. 3's good. We're not going to Mike. These 30 minutes. These 30 minutes. What do you got?
Because it's not the best 30 minutes of this series, I'm going to give it a 4.
All right,
but there will be a 5 coming. I really like this series. I think this is a nice intro to it. Here's how much I like this series. I actually own a piece of the animation I showed a couple of weeks ago.
You're supposed to say, Marco, put me on the thing. Yes,
Sorry,
there you go. But then also,
like
you had to save that for a couple of weeks. You're spoiling too. Okay, spoiler alert. You're spoiling our spoilers.
Love it.
Okay,
sorry. But I mean, that's how much I like the series. That's how much I like the series. And yeah, it's a 4 for now. 5's upcoming.
Okay. JJ, please.
I'm with Mike. It's this first 10 episodes or whatever is kind of the weaker part of this whole thing. So I would give it a 4 for sure. But yeah, 4 for sure. It gets much better too as they introduce more characters, and I don't want to get into it, so to speak, as Marco says, but
that's right. There you go. All right. Who do we have left? Oh,
Jen.
It's like
You and Jen.
No, go ahead, Solo. You got. Look,
you and Jen.
Oh, you got 20 seconds, Solo. Go now.
Go, Jen. I got a 10.
So I watched it as I binged the whole entire thing. So just rewatching this little bit, I'm gonna say it's a 2.5 to 3. I'll just say 3. I see the potential, and it was really cool to see the parallels of Clone Wars forthcoming. But there's parts that I liked better than this first part, definitely. Yeah. Like Grievous. I mean, we'll talk about it later.
Mm-hmm. So that's cool. Yeah, so I'm with Gonzo. I'm giving it like 3rd and Gen 2. I'm like in the 2.5, 3 because just because I'm grading this portion of it. But there is a ton of building blocks. As much as I was joking about, there's a ton of building blocks here. It's essential for what becomes Clone Wars, as we know it, or the more common version of it. There's great stuff here. It is. I mean, there's some funny points in it. Like I said, I mean, look, I like all this stuff. I think it's great that if it's done well, even in a different style. Except for this, where he jumps in and does the two lightsaber thing. That was just crazy. But besides that, yeah, this is way better. It's good and it's entertaining. I'm not one that loves the action pose as much as everybody else does so much, but besides that, you can get over it quickly because it's only like 2 minutes. It's only in like 2-minute drops, and then it goes on to something else. So
when this thing was on TV, it was really hard to watch.
Yeah, it was.
But it's super easy just to turn this on and then watch the whole 1 and 2, like of everything, right?
Yeah.
Watch the whole thing. The whole
it was
thing
nearly
was,
impossible to watch when it was out.
Yeah, they dropped
it's
it
like an hour and a half.
On like a between whatever.
Yeah, in between 2 episodes of other things, you had to catch it just right, and
like a long commercial break, and it was on Friday nights, I think. Yeah, it was hard to watch, like a continuity thing. So
watch it now.
Yeah, no, it's awesome to watch now, but like
Oh yeah.
back in then, like you had to like figure out when it was on and sit down on
Yeah.
a Friday night and like wait for that.
I just think
long
too because
commercial break.
I think that was it too because it was so short and like if you missed one, then you could go to the comics also and like when the comics came out with stuff and you'd be like, oh yeah, remember that was the one that was kind of what I was seeing at the end of one episode or whatever. This is the character and that got you like the she's running for flame ball. This is strict. Anyways, but I'll give you that portion of it. Okay, Solo Wookie. Do you got something for us?
1 out of 5. It's an 11.
That's
You're
fair.
putting time down. That's not fair. Jen,
The next 3 will also be
Jen,
11s.
Jen. Okay. Hey, I know a lot of people had to go out and do dinner. We appreciated everybody that was in the chat. Rob's going to watch a replay. Josh, thank you very much. Michael, good to see you. Leftover, good to see you too. All right. Are we out of here? We're out of here on this one. Guys, check us out on Thursday for our final March Madness. You can still vote. Go back into the last one. Check that out. Vote. Jen, you guys. Jen, what do you guys got?
We have a Kickstarter person coming on Tuesday.
Cool. Who did you say? IG11.
Huh?
Who said IG11 for the win?
Hmm?
Did somebody say IG11 for the win?
I think you're hearing things.
Chopper for the win.
Thank you, Chopper, for the
That's what we
win.
said. IG11 for the win.
Chopper for the win. All right, we're out of here. Pete, could you, Pete?
Force
Pete's not here.
push the like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Saber smash that bell, and may the force be with you.
Always. Bet Club, yo.
Good club.